Hey everybody, Meinke here from MLive.com, joined by Nate Atkins, getting ready for the start of the Lions season, the big opener on Sunday against the Arizona Cardinals. Lions have made the playoffs 2 of the last 3 years, Nate, trying to make it 3 in a row this year. We've got 4 big questions facing the Lions going into the season. All right, Nate, first big question, what do you got?
I think it's got to be that left tackle spot. They drafted Taylor Decker to hold that down when they drafted him a year ago. He's going to be out for a while, at least with that labrum injury. So can Greg Robinson step in and hold that down? It's a big question mark, especially since this team is built all around Matthew Stafford, getting the ball out to this bevy of receivers. In the first few weeks, they're going to face some of the best pass rushers in the league. It's loaded, and can they lock that down and let Stafford do his thing?
Greg Robinson showed some struggles early in the preseason, I think, which really raised some red flags about what the Lions would do there. But he has improved over the last couple of weeks. That's the good news. Gives the Lions some hope that they'll have some protection there on Matthew Stafford's blind side. But Robinson doesn't exactly have a track record for consistent success in this league, and I think is a major question mark for this team heading into the season. Okay, second question. Who exactly is going to rush the quarterback? You know, it's a big question about this team throughout camp. Ezekiel Ansah missed the duration of training camp. Kerry Hyder's already out for the year. Brandon Copeland's out for the year. The Lions are depleted at that position right from the get-go. And this is a group that we're talking about that had 26 sacks last year, which was 1 off the league low. This is one of the worst pass rushes in the league. Didn't add anybody of significance in the offseason. Now you're down a bunch of guys to open the year. This is a major concern for the Lions. There's a lot to like about the secondary, but if they don't rush the quarterback's going to tear them apart.
Yeah, exactly. We've seen last year what happened when Ziggy Ansah is on the field but not at 100%. He only had 2 sacks, which was down more than 12 of the year before. So it's not just about having him, it's having him at his best, doing those stunts, really challenging offensive tackles. Because you're right, they don't have another guy who's proven they can do that. Maybe Cornelius Washington comes in and steps in, but that's another guy who has to stay healthy. He hasn't shown that either.
All right, third big question about the Lions is their running game.
It's the question every single year for this team. I mean, no 100-yard rushers in 3 years under Jim Caldwell. Last year they finished 30th, and Theo Riddick was their leading rusher, and he had more yards receiving. That's not a good thing to have. But they get Amir Abdullah back, they get Theo Riddick back. Those two can create a pretty exciting little combo together.
Right, if you look at what the Lions did last year up front, they were the worst team in the NFL last year in terms of runs that were brought down for loss. Theo Riddick, actually, your leading rusher from the Lions, actually led the league in percentage of runs that were dropped for a loss. Zach Zenner was in the top 5 as well. It was really bad stuff. Up front, too many guys in the backfield. You need better protection from those guys, more holes from the offensive line. They think they've got it with Rick Wagner and TJ Lang, although the loss of Taylor Decker, I think, introduces some more questions into the kind of blocking the Lions will have in the running game. Fourth big question facing the Lions, linebackers. A real problem for the Lions last year. The defense was okay, but it definitely wasn't good, and the linebackers were the worst culprits, I thought. They had a real problem covering running backs, covering tight ends up the seam. I mean, they allowed the worst quarterback completion percentage in the history of the NFL, the Lions did last year. Tahir Whitehead had real issues in the middle. Lions have replaced him this year with the first-round pick, Jared Davis. There's a lot to like about Jared Davis, Nate. He's played really well since arriving here. He's certainly much quicker than Tahir Whitehead. He's going to cover more ground in the middle of that defense, and I think you're going to see a better defense because of it. The big question with Davis is he is a rookie.
Yeah, it's a fascinating group. I mean, obviously run support's key for them, but I'm really fascinated to see them in pass coverage because a big reason why they didn't create plays, the Lions last year, they gave up too many gimme passes to running backs and tight ends. Can they take their biggest weakness and make it a little less of a weakness? I think that's going to fall on Davis. It's also going to fall on a guy like Tahir Whitehead, back in a little more natural position for him. A guy like Paul Warlow on the outside. And can Jalen Reeves-Maybin, can he get ready to play this year in defense and not just special teams? These are the questions that are going to decide just how incompetent or serviceable that unit is.
Thanks for watching, everybody. Lions open the season on September 10 against the Arizona Cardinals at Ford Field. We will be all over it with all kinds of coverage, stories, videos, you name it. He's Nate, I'm Kyle, we're MLive. Keep it right here.